Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the third episode of the Fan Service Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Shinra.
This is Feather.
And how's everyone doing today?
Wait. And today we're going to be talking about the magical girl genre in anime.
Woohoo, magical girls. A genre that I thoroughly freaking avoided all through life.
Avoided. Yeah, Shinra, you sound like the same. Aaron said, I never liked magical girl anime, but I did watch one of the Precure series fully. And I'm sure that's how a lot of people are. Like, they're probably not like me or Shinra's girlfriend Liz, who will probably have seen quite a few as well, just naturally. It just happens. Some people do and some people don't.
It was just something I don't know. I never really found interest in it. Because, like, again, how I got into anime was through Naruto. And, like, if it wasn't anything that looked like Naruto, I'm like, fuck it. I don't want to watch it.
Well, before we get too deep into it, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like we can go right into it, to be honest.
I mean, we can if you want. But you had an exciting day, didn't you? At the dentist?
Oh, God. I did.
What happened?
I mean, it wasn't that bad. Okay, it wasn't like some unique story. It's just like I've been going to this dentist since I think January for a bunch of different things. And today I just went in to get my crown, and it just took longer than I thought it would because I bleed a lot.
Interesting. I mean, didn't you literally tell him, like, hey, 30 minutes, I looked it up, it'll take 30 minutes. I set time.
Yeah, it took me an hour. I didn't have to time it. It took me an hour. But while I was there, I found out my dentist, I should say. He's Chinese. I think he's specifically from Hong Kong, but before he moved to America, he lived in Japan for 3 years. So he also speaks Japanese.
Interesting.
So I got to speak Japanese today for the first time, like out and about in quite a while. Like not just talking to air. That was cool. And I just did some really horrible, ugly kanji here. Maho shoujo. Gambaro nya. I tried.
What is your history with the magical girl genre? Because you are.
That's where you came from. No comment on the Japanese. Wow, damn.
Yeah. So like, what is your
my history with magical girl? Where I started? What was it? The first thing I saw? I mean, the first thing I saw was most definitely Sailor Moon, because we talked about it before. My first anime was Speed Racer, which is maybe he's a magical girl. Who knows? You never really know.
That's possible,
But I'm gonna switch over to Shinra. What are you trying? Is that a crying girl?
Well, it's not a girl. It's a guy.
I don't know. There's not much to go on yet.
Well, it's you'll see when I'm done with it.
Okay, I'll see. Anyways, so Sailor Moon, for me personally, and it just kind of like naturally went on to Cardcaptor Sakura, Magic Knights Rare, me being curious and going online and finding things like Hime-chan no Ribbon, Miracle Girls, Wedding Peach, Nurse Angel, Ririka SOS, a lot of very like outside of the Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor and Rare. Those are kind of like the popular ones. And then the other ones are more kind of like, oh, they're the extras or the things on the side, the appetizers. They're not as popular or well known. But, I was able to find real player files of them.
I guess
so I watched them.
I guess for me, like, most of the magical girl animes that I watch, I didn't really realize they were magical girl animes because we talked about Kill la Kill.
Yes,
right?
So
and
we'll
I never
get to
really,
the modern ones.
Yeah, I never really thought of that as a magical girl anime. So you're like,
there's a lot of
it is.
shows.
And I was like, oh, it is.
There's a lot of shows where I look back and I'm like, wait, they are? Like, to me, I don't feel like Utena is a magical girl anime. I don't feel like Maho Tsukai Tai, which was like a anime about witches, and it's like, well, witches are magical girls. That's where it comes from. It comes from witches.
Yeah.
Like, that's the entire premise. It's just you take the concept of a witch and you make it super accessible and cutesy. And there's a lot of things. It's like, what really is a magical girl anime? Because it's actually not the transformations.
Oh, yeah.
Because then what is Cardcaptor Sakura? There's no transformation.
I was about to say, because you mentioned that Cardcaptor Sakura.
And that is 100% a magical girl anime. I mean, she has a staff. She has a magical item. So what is it that entails a magical girl show? Like, are there qualifiers? Like, do you have to have a cute outfit, a transformation, a sidekick, like a cute little sidekick character, I mean?
I think you need an animal.
A wand or a staff, etc., etc. Like, is it a number of those? Like, as long as you can check off one or two, you're kind of a magical girl anime?
I guess. Like, whenever I think of magical girl animes, like, to me, I think of, like, overall, like, transformations, some form of household pet.
Well, think of it this way.
That's magical.
What's Dragon Ball Z? When you go Super Saiyan, it's a transformation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are they all magical boys? You know?
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible. You gotta like look at the flip side here.
I think that if there's a full animation, like a Digimon style animation of them transforming, then
no. But again, Cardcaptor Sakura doesn't have that at all. So, how important is the transformation?
I don't know. For me, I'll say pretty important. But if I'm watching a match, I want to see a good ass transformation.
Well, you see, the Great Saiyan Man. Yeah. Well, so if you look back to the original, like, Mahou Shoujo anime, the very first that you would classify would be Sally the Witch. It's a TV series in 1966 by Toei Animation. Anyone familiar with that name? Totally not behind things like Sailor Moon and a bunch of other shows and horrible movie adaptations that I've watched. We're not going to get into that today. It was very much inspired by an American show, and I wonder if anyone can guess what that is.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
You think Sabrina the Teenage Witch was out in 1966?
I mean, it's possible.
I don't know when the comic came out, but I'm talking about an American TV show.
Enlighten me.
Bewitched.
You know?
Anybody know what Bewitched is?
I'm not... I think my mother would. I can go ask her real quick. I think she's old enough.
It's okay. I can go over it. It was a TV series that aired. It began in 1964, so it kind of would be like the localization for that was just before. So, you know, the actual manga didn't come out before another one, which was called Himitsu no Ako-chan, which means the secret of Ako-chan, which that manga came out in 1962.
Interesting.
So it goes deep. But that was actually, like, I don't know how to explain it because I didn't see these. These are actually very hard to find because they're so old, like, and to watch. But both of these are kind of like the originators of Magical Girl. But Sally the Witch is just like, oh, I'm a witch from another land, and she just points at things and it turns and it does whatever she wants. Like,
so what you're telling me
powerful.
Was not only did Sally the Witch start isekai, she also, I mean,
she wasn't from another world like
you
that.
You just said another world, brother.
Yeah, but like,
she's
deliberately went. She deliberately went. Is it still isekai if you are deliberately moving because you have magical powers to do so? I mean,
would you count SAO as isekai because they deliberately went into the game? I mean, they didn't mean to stay there, but they deliberately
I don't have enough information on these old series. The thing is, I'm like, maybe I should watch them because I could, because the issue is, like, nobody can watch it because it has never been dubbed or translated fully, and that is a lot of the ones that are from like the 60s and 70s. They don't have full translations.
So she was the originator of the OP magic protagonist that we're seeing more nowadays. And magic
Maybe.
Girl.
So she was learning how to kind of live with that power in the human world. You know?
Yeah.
And that was like the base of that plot, because she's think like basically the same as like Bewitched or Sabrina the Teenage Witch, where you just point and things happen. You just think what you want and then it happens. That kind of witch.
Yeah,
which Sabrina's a magical girl too. Then I guess.
I guess
Himitsu no Ako-chan brings in the trope of having. I guess the beginning plot is that her mirror breaks.
Mm-hmm.
So she buries it under like the Shinto ideology that there's life in everything or a soul, something like you must respect even inanimate objects. So because this mirror is so happy it was treated with such care when it broke that it got buried, she gets a new magical mirror compact. And I'm guessing that's where that originated from, the whole compact, like open and close type of magical item.
Interesting.
And the reason why it's called the secret, or Ako-chan's secret, is that she can use it to transform herself, I think, into anything she wanted.
Nice.
Like her appearance.
Okay.
Like if she wanted to look older or change her clothes. I don't know fully again because I haven't seen it.
Uh-huh.
But she could only do it if nobody was watching, and that would help her keep it a secret. So that rule being over her is a good thing, because that's one of the other plot points you see in a lot of these magical girl shows, is that, they want to hide their identity. They don't want anyone to know. That's in like almost every single one.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's more in the older ones, right? I think in the newer ones, they're just like, yep, that's me.
Well, you haven't seen that many.
Well, I'm talking about the ones that I've seen, though. So, like, speaking for the ones I've seen.
Okay, so let's talk about what Shinra's seen.
Yeah, that's a lot shorter list than yours.
It is. We're not necessarily going to go over my list.
I know.
You're
the more experienced one here.
Yeah, there is a thing that's interesting, because you can kind of like segregate all of these things into like mini categories, where you have like the progenitors, you have the 100% aimed at girls, cutesy, magical girl transformation,
pain and suffering.
Different things to like sell as products, toys and whatnot, the marketing aspect. You have like the more witchy style, where it's literally a witch, literally a magical girl, because it's a girl who uses magic. What's the difference? But it's more focused on like being a witchy, more in the Western like ideology of a witch. It's hard to kind of like, even when I go back and it's like, oh, this is a magical girl show, and it's less that they're a maho shoujo and more that they can just use magic, I think, in some form, and it doesn't have like, that's its own category, so that I think is where you would kind of put something like Kill la Kill.
Yeah, because
it's not following all of the typical tropes, so it's hard like to really go over each show and categorize it. I feel like I have to rewatch them all.
I mean, I kind of remember. I really liked Kill la Kill, because I kind of remember the show like by heart.
Because something like an older show that I watched when I was a kid was called Demon Hunter Yoko, and that gets categorized as a magical girl show, but again, it's more like it's a dark show where she has magic abilities, but she's not really like, again, the typical trope. So she also would also go into that kind of category. Yeah, and a lot of other shows I've seen. I feel like that's where Utena would go. A lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, so like just going with like the things that I've seen. So I've recently watched Madoka. I thought Madoka was pretty cool.
Yes.
I've seen Madoka. I watched Kill la Kill. I remember long ago I watched this weird Powerpuff Girl magical girl anime. It just like sparked into my
I
memory.
see what you're drawing now.
It's from that one scene where he's like, I'm ruined. But I watched that. I watched Is That a Zombie? I mean, I'm kind of watching that now. I'm kind of watching that now.
How much did you
see? 6 episodes.
Okay, so we're going to take that as an example of something more modern, more kind of like a parody on the genre. What makes it a magical girl anime?
So,
From your perspective, because I haven't watched it since it aired, you know?
I mean, I think just the main fact that, like, they call themselves magicule girls. Like, you're a magicule girl. That's literally what the one of the characters calls themselves. And, yeah. I mean, he has a transformation. He has a weapon that, it's a chainsaw. It's not really a staff.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I remember, I remember watching this long ago because I remember just like looking for anime, like back then. You know, when you're getting into anime, and you just have that time where you just watch a shit ton of like animes or like things that people recommend.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was doing, and this guy recommended, and I was like, oh, okay, I can get behind this. And I watched the first few episodes, and I was like, oh, okay, this is weird. Kind of, I vibe with it.
Well, the funny thing is, it's not the first magical girl parody show. There's another one. So Puni Puni Poemi is one. Kore wa Zombie desu ka is another. And then there's one I watched, but I can't remember the name of it. Is it Dokuro-chan? Is she a magical girl? Or am I just crazy? Like, I think...
I mean,
Excel Saga is where Puni Puni Poemi kind of has a link. I wouldn't say Excel Saga is, no. Well, she's an angel. I guess she's not really a magical girl, but I feel like it has like that same... No, it's called Bokusatsu Tenshi Dokuro-chan, which means bludgeoning angel Dokuro-chan. And it's a lot of like dark... Because Kiki's Delivery Service is 100% not a parody. So there's quite a few that have like this kind of like parody, violent, extreme tone to it. Or I personally would consider Dokuro-chan a magical girl show, but I don't think other people do. She goes around clubbing people to death, even though she's a cutesy angel.
Sounds painful. And then going back to the other things, like I've watched Kill la Kill, which you hate for some reason.
It's just boring.
I mean, if you think so.
Well, we all have things like there's things I watch that everyone else thinks is boring.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, all is fair in love and war.
Like, I like slow build-up shows, but, like, sometimes you watch something and you feel like there's no meat to it.
Yeah.
Or there's too much meat to it where, like, nothing matters.
Mm-hmm.
You want a balanced meal.
You're right.
You want a good balanced meal, so, like...
That's why I don't like, what's that one anime? Lock Horizon.
How is it for you? Is it too much going on, or?
It's like the first season was like, okay, I get it, and then like the second season was just like, I don't like. It felt there was too much going on, and then like.
Well, the budget dropped too, so they couldn't really. I don't think they had the same way of, organizing the plot properly. Because I mean. Animation isn't the only part of the budget.
Yeah. What are you over there drawing, by the way?
I don't know, some random girl. I should be drawing like a Magic Knights Rayearth character, which Magic Knights Rayearth, as far as I know, is the first show that kind of like has a more, not like less feminine tone to it in the magical girl. Because before that, if we want to go back to kind of like the original shows again,
Yeah.
you get these cutesy ones again, the ones that are very much, yes, this is exactly where magical girls come from. But then you have something called Cutie Honey, which is definitely a magical girl show, but it was created, the manga originally, by Go Nagai, who is also the creator of Devilman, the original. So he's one of like the, you know, fathers of, I don't know, just a lot of tropes we see today in shows. And he took the sexy approach. So it was much more aimed at men. You know, like you see her naked a lot. Her transformations are very va-va-voom type of thing. And it's also like that she can change her appearance type of thing. So there's heavy focus on her sexiness and her outfits. But she's also badass. Like she's not some damsel in distress or anything. So it had a lot of good to it. Like that sounds bad starting like, oh, she's so sexy, but she took control of her sexiness type of thing. So it's a good thing. I've had a lot of fun with Cutie Honey. And I think that's kind of where you start a long time ago, where you get to see it's not just like from the beginning, magical girl stuff wasn't exactly only aimed at young girls. It's always been kind of all over the place.
I guess. I wonder when they're gonna come out with another magical girl anime. Like when is the return of the genre gonna come? Like when are we coming full circle?
Full circle and
because that's how life works, right? Everything works in.
Kinda. Let me switch over. There's been a lot, so you know you kind of have like your spells of those things. Sailor Moon is kind of one of the most influential in terms of like longevity. Cardcaptor Sakura is up there too, but then it got overtaken by Precure and Jewel Pet. I can't even talk about Jewel Pet, but it's basically something like Precure, which is something that's overly marketed to sell toys. Those two shows. Not that Sailor Moon isn't, but Sailor Moon has a more stronger base series and composition where you have, a focus on these set characters for almost the entire thing, and you just add in some characters versus these shows. It's like every season is a new pair or quartet or whatever, how many girls there are. It's always new characters.
They're just the Power Rangers of...
Yeah, and that's what there's the most. There's over 800 episodes of, or exactly 800 episodes of Precure stuff. And I did watch one. It's called Precure Heart Catch, which is pretty interesting. But I'm gonna get back to that in a second, because you have Utena, Cardcaptor Sakura, some other stuff that I saw that's not exactly most exciting. But in 2002. There's one of my most favorite series ever. It's called Princess Tutu. And it kind of like gives you like a fairy tale vibe on top of everything. And it's a very nice, fully composed show, which you don't see a lot. And I don't know if that might have been somewhat of an inspiration to something else I'll mention later. But then you have a few other shows. You start seeing more like fan servicey stuff.
Hell
you see some more stuff that's kind of like influenced by the older traditional ones. Like you have something ridiculous like Mermaid Melody Peachy Peachy Peach, which is like, I don't know how to translate Peachy 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 in this sense, but it's like about mermaid magical girls.
Really?
Like
I couldn't tell from the name.
I'm not done, but one of the older popular, I can't remember the name of it, from the 70s magical girl shows was also about a mermaid that basically copied Little Mermaid in the initial like episode, and then the rest of it diverges. So there's a lot of throwbacks, a lot of fun shows, a lot of fan service shows again start coming around, and things aimed at, you know, boys and girls. A lot more shonen maho shoujo, if I will, you know, aimed at more of a boy audience. Like My Hime, which is a really good train wreck. One of my favorites. Think it's by Sunrise, so it's similar to things like Gundam and what else? There's no mecha, but Code Geass. It has the kind of like train wreck flair to it. That's really entertaining.
You think Code Geass is a train wreck?
Yes, but a lovely one. My favorite train wreck. It's a soap opera. What are you talking about?
You know, I guess.
Sunrise loves making soap operas. Like, it's extremely dramatic, extremely melodramatic, I should say. Gundam Seed has that in spades. But My Hime is a magical girl one where you have girls who have special powers that they can summon things, and it's very intense for the most part. I would recommend it if you want something that's like very action heavy, but again, it's still not that traditional magical girl. And then you get something called Nanoha, which is what is it? Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha, the full title. Where you kind of get your over the top like intense action service, but they're 100% magical girls. They transform. They have like almost a, again, Gundam aesthetic to them, but they don't transform. So you're not getting like, what are those weird shows where they're like half ship strike witches and stuff like that?
First off, don't you call them weird? Like, they're art fetter.
I've watched these, okay? I've watched them all. I cannot remember them, but I remember Nanoha.
Konkole? Contact Collection?
I'm talking about strike witches because that's the oldest.
I don't, trust me. I think I tried watching Strike Witches.
I watched Strike Witches. They all had like
a new season came out, I think, like last thing.
They all had armor on top, and then their legs were bare. Like they just had like their bathing suit or underwear, and that was it, or super short skirt. Like that was the trope.
That's all you need.
But yeah, so pretty much those are like the only good shows, and you have a lot of years until. So that's from 2002 was when Princess Tutu came out. And a few other kind of spotlight shows. Again, I can't list them because there's too many. Basically, after that, you just get a bunch of kind of weird, lazy, nothing too interesting. Some stuff that's based off of freaking visual novels, like actual porn games, but gets turned into an anime. And then, it gets stripped of that, but it's a magical girl show. And it seems very innocent and happy, and I mean the anime is, but it just is kind of like empty feeling.
There we go. First drawing of the day of the stream done. And
then in 2007, you get a series that becomes pretty popular called Shugo Chara, which again, it's very much aimed at a young audience.
Yeah.
So there's not much I have to say about it. It has a lot of the typical tropes. It's not lacking in quality or anything. It's just not interesting when you compare it to the strong contenders.
Yeah, I get you.
You go, and it's not until I think 2010 or 2011. I think it's 2011 for both. But you get Heart Catch Pretty Cure, which is the only good Pretty Cure in my opinion. It has a lot of style to it.
No,
I hate what you're drawing, so we're gonna leave that.
What do you mean? You even know what I'm drawing yet?
Yeah, I know what you're drawing, actually.
What am I drawing?
You think I can't recognize it in 2 seconds? No, we're gonna.
You can't recognize this pain?
Give you a few minutes so that people can brace themselves.
I don't know. I feel today I think today's a good drawing day for me. It's a good draw.
We're getting to the point where we have something substantial to talk about here because again, 2011, Heart Catch Pretty Cure, which is I don't know. Do you know what Casshern Sins is at all?
No, but you can explain to me. So
I don't know how to explain. Again, I'm not good at explaining like specific shows. I haven't watched in a long time, but it's a very stylish, kind of, you know, yeah, Mega Man the anime with like the whole. It's they have masks, so common style.
Okay.
Very fun, lots of movement in the animation, at least for Casher and Sins. I mean, it's an old title by a very famous person. Originally, again, my name. This is I did research, but I didn't write it down.
That's fine,
And it's been a long time since I've seen these shows. But anyways, the same art director worked on Heartcatch Pretty Cures. That's very stylish, fun, engaging. There's a lot of movement. It's a lot of just general fun.
That's cool.
General. But yes, so that is the only show that came out until Madoka, which again came out I think the same year. So you get your big.
I feel like Madoka is. I feel like when it comes to Madoka, because whenever people start watching anime, I feel like Madoka is one of those shows that everyone just recommends to everyone.
Mm-hmm. Well, so when it first came out, I watched it while it was airing, and the internet was like after episode 3, pretty much. It's just like a collective like, what? You would do this in only 3 episodes?
Oh yeah, when they did it to a certain character.
Yes, and I don't think we should worry too much about being spoiler free, but we don't have to mention like a character dies.
I mean,
in a gruesome where.
Giant spoiler warning here will be on screen somewhere.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying we can be semi-spoilers. We don't have to say who dies.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen, do you know how sad I was? Because I was like, yo, I'll fuck with this character. This character is sick. I'm happy. And then they did it. They just did it like that. I was like, yo, dead ass?
Yeah, so collectively the internet was in shock at the time.
And even thinking about it, okay, I'm gonna go on a little rant here, right? Because like they were because at the end of the series they're talking about like, you can't die unless this like the fucking
Well, Progress Night? You mean
what is it?
Like
yeah, unless the
German
you
word
like,
night?
You like take the stone away from people, right? So when I was like, all right, but then this bitch just dies by like getting her head like just eaten, right? And I was like, okay,
it's chomped.
Yeah, but like, I guess I don't know. I feel like when that happened, he was like, I don't know how do we deal with these magical girls dying? Oh yeah, the stone has to break, or whatever, right?
Yeah, like, but they never said that they wouldn't die from natural death. They never said that they were immortal. No, they didn't.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, he said that's like the reason is like he's whatever the fucking
Cube.
Yeah, but I was gonna say the other thing. I was like, wait, what's the actual name? He's like, yeah, I put your body in the stone because like so you don't have to feel pain because if you were a normal human, you would just die from all these things. So like you can get maimed and all that, and you'll be able to regenerate and keep on fighting. He literally says that when it's revealed.
But let's talk about something with immortality even for a second. There are certain rules where if you lose your head, you're still fucked. Okay, so there's certain shows where they skip that and they make their own rules where like as long as something remains, they can regenerate, but that's like some kind of super crazy specific to that world rule and is actually pretty rare. Usually, if you get eaten by the head, your head is chomped off, your head is gone, you're done.
So when are we getting Madoka Magica Route B? Or do we just get the bad end all the time?
Isn't it always the bad end still? There's no good end, really.
I mean, can you really say that the ending?
Yes, you can.
Would you say it's a bad ending? Like Not like a bad ending, as in like, oh, it's a show. The show. It's bad, but as in like,
Well, so it's kind of bittersweet in its own way. It's the best ending of them. The actual like ending to the show, but then you have Magia Record, which is based on the mobile game, and I don't know if there's any like level of canon to it or not because I have not looked into that aspect.
mm-hmm.
But if it is, it kind of ruins a lot of stuff of the original.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it could just
So
be
I don't-
one of the many whatchamacallit from
But yeah, it's hard to kind of look at that show deeply because it just feels so empty or void to me.
That's fair. So the next question that arises now is who's best girl in Madoka to you?
Why is that the question?
Because listen, as anime fans, that's isn't that always the question that comes?
Yeah, because we're more in it for the fan service than the actual magical girl aspect.
I mean, I listen.
Who do you think I would like the most? I know you're a mommy guy. I don't know if that's your end lady, but
Like well, because of what happened so early, right? Like I had to like jump ship because I can't stand
That's
someone who's not in the show no more. So then we moved to
there's the
Kyoko.
spoiler, by the way.
Yeah, whatever.
Kyoko, yeah. Oh, Kyoko's a cutie.
Right? She's a spear. She's a dragoon. She like floor tanks later. It's a good time.
She's a good girl. I mean, I have a type, and Homura is that type. So it's
I was about to
kind of
say
like
you're just probably Homer. I forgot her name though for a second.
Homura. She's voiced by Saito Chiwa, which is great.
In terms that I would understand.
She also voices Hitagi from Bakemono, the main girl with the long dark hair.
I don't think
Originally?
I never watched I never watched any of the Monogatari
Okay.
series. Yeah, I know. I'm a fake
She
weeb.
voices a lot of stuff, but I don't know what you've seen.
I've been
no point.
I've been wanting to watch. I know, like we're like completely jumping off the ship of Magic Girls for a second, but I've been wanting to watch the that word that I can't pronounce. Every time I try to pronounce it, I have a brain
Say
aneurysm.
goodbye to Cube.
Listen, Cube is cute. All right, his name is Q. All right, and his
Mm-hmm.
and we actually go by the name what is it? Incubator.
Incubator. Do you enjoy
Pain.
the scenes in the show where he gets like mutilated consistently by
Oh,
Homura?
It was fucking hilarious. I was
Honestly,
like,
that's
"Goddamn."
one of that's like kind of the specific reason I like her. I'm just
I was
like,
like,
yep,
relax. I was like,
you go, girl.
relax.
No, don't relax. You get him. You do that. You fuck that dumb little creepy creature up.
I was like, yo, chill.
I have a Cube.
You would.
I have a Cube like key ring like
You would.
thing. I got it in Japan from like one of those gachapon machines. I was like, yes, I would get you, Cube. Thank you.
Listen,
This is weird.
moral of the story is if a creature that doesn't look like a cat tries to offer you a contract, don't take it. You know? If he's hitting you with the spam calls like, hey, you know, you want to be a magical girl? Like, come on, it will be dope. Don't do it. Because, like, I never watched it. And I was like, you know, Cuba's kind of a weird thing. And when the entire show is like, hey, yo, you want to, like, you want to be a magical girl? I mean, like, come on, like, just take the deal. It's like, I don't know, man. You kind of sus. And
It's
then,
pretty
you know,
sus.
like, the entire time, like, yo, stop pushing. Stop being weird, Cube. The girl said no.
The girl said no. I don't know what I'm doing with these hands. Don't mind.
There you go. I shaded Cube. I
You
shaded.
have to show people Cube. Here's Cube. I keep forgetting that like my face isn't being shown.
You don't like.
I don't like Cube.
Why? He's a
Like,
good. He's
This
a
is why
good cat rabbit monster.
me and Homer are on the same page. Well, there's more to Maho Shoujo, Madoka Magica. One of the most lovely titles in the world, I must say. Because there's Magia Record, which is the it's like a adaptation of the mobile game version. So it's like, how much sustenance would it even have in the first place? Who knows? But it's like, it's not bad, but it's not good.
Toxic.
I can't draw a hand. Don't mind me. Oh, Lord, have mercy on my...
Lord have mercy. So, like...
Yeah, so...
Because I've been wanting to watch... Because I tried watching Magia Record. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck is happening. Because it feels so weird watching it after watching, like, Base Madoka.
Yes.
Like, right after it. Because I was like, this doesn't seem like this would happen. At all.
Yes.
It makes no fucking sense.
So, I finished it. It took me a long time to finish. I started watching it when it started airing. Which I think was like the beginning of last year. I can't remember exactly.
It came out last year, I remember.
I think it was the beginning of last year.
Well,
it was either spring or winter.
I want to say towards the end, but don't quote me.
No, it was. I believe at least. But anyways, so I finally finished it, and it was emptier than I expected. Like, nothing happens. So you go with a show like Madoka, the original TV show, and even like whether you include the movie or not, so much happens. Like, there isn't like some dumb moment of nothing happening. Like, there's always something being thrown into the story that has a lot of reason and meat to it.
There's just scary to look at if I just close the the fucking line art.
Oh no. No.
You don't like that?
No.
Is this what haunts your dreams?
I've had dreams of Cube, like nightmares, like actually. But like I was saying, the original show has a lot of meat to it, right? You just saw all of it. Like, there isn't really a dull moment. Maybe like you might be bored of like, oh, I don't really like this character's thing, but at least it's still like, you know, plot relevant. It's moving along. Things are happening.
Yeah.
Type of thing. Like, it's not just aimless conversation in the actual show.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas you got freaking...
Look at
nothing happens. Magia Record. It took 12, 13 episodes to get back to the same point in the original show, which is how, like, what kills you. Like, oh, your soul is tied to it? What?
You see this podcast? You see it? Look, I actually drew something and colored it. Sure, it's a weird cat, rabbit, death god.
There's something that if you see, run.
Listen, if he offers you, listen, he's gonna hit you. He's gonna hit you with the inspirational music. He's gonna be like, "Hey, I too would like to not work for the rest of my life. Hi, my name is Cube, and I have a deal for you. Would you like to become a magical girl? It'll be pretty PogChamp." That's literally what he says to you.
Yeah.
And you're like, "No, Cube, I don't want to be a magic girl." And he's like, "Well, come on, bro. Go be sick."
Come on, bro.
That's literally what he says. Like, "Yo, come on. Just think of the think of the good times." So I've been wanting, because I feel like you understand it more than I do, or at least on a face level. Do they age? Like, once they become a magic girl, can they age anymore, or like are they just stuck in a shell of like their former self?
Don't remember if that's addressed.
Because I was thinking about it, like, well, like again,
because the whole point. Okay, so the whole point, right, is what is a magical girl? It's just a girl before she becomes a witch, because a witch is just like the more mature version. So essentially, it doesn't matter because they don't have a chance to grow up. Because the way it's played out is they're not expected to live long.
That's true.
Because of the witch transformation.
You're right. I was just like, while watching, I was thinking about that. I was like, huh, wait a minute. Do they age anymore? Is that a plot point that I should be thinking about or caring about at all? Probably not, but I care because if the girls can't get older, then I'm like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I would say that's it. There's a few like, so I can't remember in the original if there was a character that was older. I don't think so, but in Record there is, and it's like, oh, I'm one of the longest ones who's lived because her wish is literally like she wanted to live.
Oh yeah,
like she wants to not die.
Yeah, I was literally thinking about that too. Again, because when I look at anime, I'm like, there's a lot of ways to think about it. I was like, if you're gonna become a magic girl and you just saw like this girl die in the most brutal way possible, just be like, hey, what my wish is? I do not want to be able to die. And then bam, you can never die.
So if you don't mind being spoiled on like the entire premise, I'm not going to say the character, but it's kind of obvious if you ever watch it. But it's not really a show to be worth like not like hidden. It doesn't matter. It's really not that important in my opinion. It's based off of a mobile game, gacha game.
Yeah.
Anyways,
they would just put Kyubey in this corner to watch your sins.
She wished to not die, but because she wished to not die, what happens when she's fighting monsters is her allies continually die in front of her because they're basically being sacrificed so that she doesn't die.
So what you're telling me is they're basically just playing Valorant and one person's she's just baiting the team. She's just baiting the team so she can get the kill. I respect it. I respect the hustle.
Sometimes really hate your analogy.
Sometimes you just gotta bait them, Sometimes you're on 1 HP and you're pushing along. Someone has an up, and you have to bait them. Be like, yo, he's pushing along. And then you get the refrag. As long as you get the refrag, you're good. At the end of the day, right?
That's a way to look at it.
Yo, you gotta just get the refrag.
Yeah, the monkey paw wish. My favorite. Be careful what you wish for, always.
I wish with all my heart to fly with dragons and land apart. Let me just be Kyubey. Like, yo, I'm Kyubey. That's who I am.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite part of one of my favorite parts. Was it? I can't remember if it happened before or after the episode 3 death thing. I think it's after.
I mean, you could ask me because I've literally just watched the episode.
There's no choice. There's no way it's before because Sayaka, she doesn't become a magical girl until like after that.
2 episodes after. 2 episodes after. Yes.
Yeah, so it's after. So when you realize the whole like soul gem thing, and her soul gem is like what on a truck, and she like just goes limp.
Oh yeah, because
Madoka
is like. Madoka's like, no! It's like, I'm sorry. And they're like, the fuck? And then she just fucking dies. You're like, oh, lol.
She didn't die. She went unconscious.
No, she literally says she was dead. That's the words that they use. Because technically your body, it's just
dead,
a husk.
But once the
soul gem is away
your
from
body, technically your body's already dead is the plot twist here.
It's already dead. Oh my God.
But as long as you have the soul gem, you're not gonna have problems for a while.
I mean, 100-yard radius. That's the Wi-Fi range between your body and the.
Gotta love it.
And the stone. So as long as you're in that radius, I think you're pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Why be Kyubey when you can be Ryoki? Basically the same thing. Well, I don't think you'd consider Tenchi Muyo to be a magical girl anime, but we also have a lot of spin-offs. There's a lot of magical girl spin-offs of other series. You have Magical Girl Pretty Sammy or something, right? I can't remember. My friend was obsessed with it. There's a lot of those. What's your take on that? Like, that you'd have like a regular series, because you have it for Fate too. You have Fate Stay Night, and then you get Fate Kaleid, like Magical Girl Ilya. I can't remember the title.
PogChamp. That's what that is. You get Rin as a magical girl. That's all you need.
You just take something that's already an established like plot in some way, and then you know what? Let's do a spin-off.
I mean, I'm just saying,
magical girls.
I mean, Fate has hit every single genre. They have Isekai, right? With Fate Go, the series, because they literally go to like a different point in time. That still counts. Then you have the Fate Clan ID, which is the magical girl. You have regular Fate, which is just, action shown and shit. You have the, visual novel Fate, which is the original. What other things do they have? They need a racing anime. They do have a racing anime. Or they have something to do with racing. Or they have figures based on race cars, because I remember
There's figures. That's a popular thing.
Oh my god. Fate race car. Okay, because I remember they have the Tight Moon Racing collaboration. That's what it was. So, and they hit it. I mean, they hit every single thing. Also, I'm really proud. I forgot. I don't even know his name. What's his name? Ayamu?
Cube?
No.
Wait, what are you talking about?
The guy, the magical girl to my left. That isn't a magical girl. I think it's Ayamu, right? That's his name. Ayamu.
No. It's whatchamacallit? The main character, the boy, Ayumu?
Yeah, Ayumu Aikawa.
Oh, Ayame was what you were saying. That's why I was like, that doesn't sound right. But it's close. It's close.
So is there a conversation to be had that idol
character turns into a magical girl, but he's just a magical girl. Like, it doesn't matter that he doesn't even change genders. Like, it just doesn't even matter.
I mean, what's that one Sailor Moon series that
Sailor
they did
Stars?
that? Oh god.
They actually change gender though. So there's two different ones. You see things where there's like gender change, and then you see some where there's none.
Because Liz, my girl, Liz, my girlfriend, her like most of her tags goes by Sailor Starlight, and I'm like, why do you do it? She's like, I hated it so much, I had to do it. I'm like, pain. Pain. So like, oh my god, wait. So it's like, would you consider Little Witch Academia a magical anime?
Again, if you're a witch,
I mean, she does transform. She does have a transformation.
No, but so we already went over. So it's a different category. It's under the witch category, but it's still magical girl.
Can we get like Kyubey? Like, can he become a magical girl?
I could draw a Kyubey as a magical girl.
I already have the creepy Kyubey. You need to draw the magical girl Kyubey. Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna say, so like, is there a conversation to be had that like, because more magical girl animes have died down a lot over the years, right? Like, am I wrong to say that? I don't even know when the last one came out. The last one that I think of is fucking Kill la Kill.
No.
I mean, it's like mainstream. I mean, obviously, there's like.
There's a lot of there's some copycats of the Madoka. Yeah, they don't end. They never end. There is no end. There is always a bunch. You just don't watch them. They just fall under your radar 100%. I don't know about the last 2 or 3 years because I've only watched like what I watched. And I don't even know what I've watched because I forget. I have that goldfish memory. Sure. But like in 2018, you had Flip Flappers, which is really fun, a lot of fun. I really like that. It's not a masterpiece, but it's really good. But you don't have to have like 10 magical girl shows a year. It hasn't really died down.
Well, what I mean, I guess
last year you had Magia Record even.
Well, I guess I just phrased the question wrong. What I meant to say was like, is there going to be another magical girl anime that hits the mainstream? Like,
that hits the mainstream?
Yeah, like it's like that has like a world, like that has like a wider reach compared to like the circle that it's currently in, right?
Well, do you mean like something, because there's, for example, you're never gonna have another Sailor Moon no matter what. Like, there still isn't.
Yeah.
it's still like the longest, but also with a cohesive story.
Yeah, like for like
in that term.
yeah, like what I'm saying is like with it, is there gonna be another anime? I know you said that like Madoka, they had like Madoka, whatever it's called, Magic
Well,
Record.
Madoka, the original one, for example, came out kind of during a rut of magical girl anime already. And then because that came out, you got a lot of little things that came out. Like Nanoha was the one before that had a big popular. Like the top influencers in the Mahou Shoujo are Madoka. Like I'm going backwards. Madoka, Precure, Jewel Pet, Sailor Moon, and Nanoka. Those are like the 5 top in terms of just like influence of the genre.
Okay.
But you have so Nanoha kind of popularized something again, like a more weaponized approach, like weaponized girls. And you have something that's another franchise called Symphogear, which is a lot of fun that I like. And that came originally in 2012, and it recently had a season 3. I think in 2020. I could be wrong because I haven't caught up, but it's a very fun show. Again, weaponized magical girls is another thing. You still have Precure stuff coming out. You still have other continuations. There's something called Mahou Shoujo Kurumi, which had a 3rd season there's never, I'm pretty sure there's a Mahou Shoujo every season at least.
I guess what I'm trying to say is there ever going to be one that
you're talking about something big?
Yeah, like something that like expands past the circle that it's in and like hits a wide appeal. Like for me, I think like Madoka was that.
Madoka was that though for the shock factor.
Yeah, but it's
and
still
the crafting of it.
Yeah, but like when people be like, "Yo, you should watch an anime," like most people that would say you should watch Madoka. Like a lot of people that I know will say, "Yeah, you should watch Madoka. It's really
I have
sick."
friends that I didn't even know watched anime, and they're like, "Yo, Madoka's sick, bruh," and I'm like, "What? What?"
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with like
he
Kill la Kill.
He fucking bought a fucking like a what do you call the hugging pillow, body pillow, right? Is that what you call it in English?
Yes, I mean you could just say in Japanese feather.
Dakimakura.
Yeah, you can just say that.
I always I want to say in English, I want to say hugging pillow, and I'm like, no wait. No, that's a literal translation. That's not right.
I mean, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Or some people just call it. Some people just call it their girlfriend.
Cries.
I mean, Higurashi.
Yeah, Tokyo Mew Mew is getting a new season, which is pretty cute, pretty cool, pretty excited. I like Tokyo Mew Mew. It was. But the thing is, like, it's one of those shows that's like, it's cute. And then what else? Like, oh, it was fun and cute, and I really liked that atmosphere, but then what else is it? It's not like that jaw-dropping wow that certain shows have.
Yeah,
I don't know, I'm like stopped on this.
For me...
Oh, he's trying Sailor Moon.
Like, for me, when I think of anime is that, like, brought out of it, I think Madoka, like, for magical girls, Kill la Kill to an extent, because I feel like everyone watched Kill la Kill. Then again, it was by, like, Trigger, right? Or Trigger. It's by Trigger.
Yes, Trigger.
Yeah, so that's probably one reason why I had like, yo, Mappa, get on it. Give me a magical girl anime.
This we could talk about studios actually because Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica it's animated by Shaft, which is also a studio that's reputable for its style and its unique visual take that you don't see outside of their studio. Like, you just don't even see it. There are some studios that have kind of copied them, but it's not and very, very loosely do I say copy, because it's not easy to copy the chaos in that studio.
The pain.
But there are notable studios, right, that have distinct styles. Wit Studio is one. Mappa is like, their style is just pure quality.
I feel like Bones would hit a
Bones.
I feel like
is
Bones
tricky.
would hit. I feel like Bones would hit
tricky.
a magical girl anime before any of them, though.
Bones already has kind of the style to do it, but I feel like if Bones doesn't, I feel like they must have done something already, honestly.
When's the My Hero Magical Girl episode? That's the question.
Right? The thing is that I just feel if they do a magical girl show, it would kind of feel more like they're just doing it to do it.
I mean,
Like
yeah.
they sometimes their shows come off like I love Bones, okay, but I feel like it can be a little empty at times.
That's fair. I can respect that. But, you know, so
But they're still one of my favorite studios.
for me, I look at pretty colors and animation. I go, ooh, pretty.
Yeah.
And that's all I need sometimes in a show.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's not enough. Though.
I mean that's why I like freaking isekai, because it's just half the time it's like, ooh, pretty, and then that's it. I don't know. You think they call it another Sailor Moon?
Hmm?
You think they call it another Sailor Moon?
No, because that's already like been taken. Like the spot, at least I would say, has been taken by shows like Precure, especially when they have like more than 2 girls in the show.
I guess. So
Sailor
like,
Moon is.
is it safe to say that you can like call Sailor Moon the Dragon Ball Z from like magical girls? It's like the one thing that gets people into it.
I think that it's very similar from my perspective because I watched them both at the same time and I saw a lot of similarities growing up. It's like for me, one thing was like I think the Dragon Ball Z episode count is very similar to the Sailor Moon total.
Yeah, I've never so full disclosure, I never watched to the podcast. Full disclosure, I never watched Sailor Moon. Never touched it in my life. All I know is the memes and all that shit. When I was talking to Feather the other day, she's like, "Yeah, it has like 200 episodes." I like, no fucking way it has 200 episodes. I never realized it did. Like, it had that long of
and 3 movies.
That's insane. Were they good?
The movies?
Yeah.
Or the
movies.
Hey, listen, I cannot remember the movies. They're not bad. They're not good. I remember one of them.
What is with my?
I think it's good, but they're like kind of like standoff plots.
Mm-hmm.
And
also, my drawing today, like not to humble brag myself.
Humble brag.
But my drawings today are pretty fucking good. I'm proud of myself.
Mine are very uninspired. You'd think I'd be like, "Yay, magical girls! Hell yeah!" Do you know
I've
what
never
I'm drawing
drawn
right now?
A cat. Java as a magical girl.
No.
It'd be really funny though if you did.
No, but I did when I was obsessed with Sailor Moon. We should talk about Sailor Moon for a second because to me, in my opinion, there's like these different influences from my life experience.
Mm-hmm.
Sailor Moon is the pinnacle of magical girl. Like I don't think anything will still top that. Like for the I feel like it's the most original. I don't know how to describe it, but it just has everything type of like, you know, like it has hits all the points that you want. And it's long, so you get to experience a lot. You get to see the characters grow a lot compared to other shows that are short. You know, like that's one thing. What's something that hurts Madoka? You know, would it be a good show if it was longer than 13 episodes?
I don't think so.
You know what I mean?
Like I was talking to Liz about it. I don't mean to cut you off there. But I was talking to Liz, and she's like, because I told her, I was like, hey, I just watched all the Madoka. She's like, oh yeah, was it long? I was like, no. She's like, oh really? I was like, how many episodes? And I was like, yeah, it's only like 12, 13 episodes. She's like, really? I thought it was longer. And I was like, me too. I don't know why. Like I always assumed that Madoka was a lot longer than it was.
I mean, you do have the movie, but it's just a movie. And honestly, like you can choose to watch it or not. It's like not 100% necessary. I almost like this might be weird, but I feel like Madoka is the Neon Genesis Evangelion of magical girl.
I was gonna say that earlier, but I don't know if that was too much of a hot take.
No, if I say it, it's okay.
Yeah,
if I say it, it's okay.
Let the people attack you, not me. You know, good idea.
I don't care. Oh, I can state things about Neon Genesis that will get people to attack me. I would say that Fate is what took over the fan service sphere of Neon Genesis.
This fan service here? What do you mean?
Yeah, like, so before Fate, what were like the most popular characters to be parodied in certain ways?
You mean
Asuka and
Dojin's?
Rei.
You mean
Yeah,
Dojin's
that's what
feather?
I mean by parody.
I don't know. I don't own Dojin's feather. I'm a child of God.
Okay.
I wouldn't know about such heinous things.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, for the sake of the podcast, I would research it, Feather. I would do that for you.
Yeah, you can do that.
There we go. Honestly,
Do you follow what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
At all?
100%.
So at least that's something that I've noticed. But I read Fate, so I really noticed it.
I just want to say one thing, and you know this might give me some hate, but fuck Sailor Moon's design. Fuck this damn design. This design is so bad. Who thought it was a good design?
I drew my friend a Sailor Moon for his birthday because it's his favorite thing. Which here's my thing. Does anybody have an answer to this? Can you be a true fan?
Oh, here we go.
Okay. My best friend.
Here we go.
He thinks Sailor Moon is his favorite show. And he did watch he didn't even watch all the anime. He didn't watch Sailor Stars in its entirety. It was hard to find. Okay, but listen, this one here, I found a way to watch it when I was a goddamn child. And he's here, you know, decades later. Oh, yeah, I still haven't seen Sailor Moon Stars. He never read the manga. He owns the entire collection. He owns all the DVDs, everything. He owns it all, okay? He owns, like, I can't even tell you how many thousands of dollars in Sailor Moon merch, like figures and dolls, and he has a goddamn collection that if he needs to sell it, he will be okay in life if something goes wrong.
This podcast went from magical girls to Feather just trashing your friend for not watching.
No! His favorite show is Sailor Moon. He's never read the manga and he's never seen Sailor Moon Stars, and he claims to be like the biggest fan. And then he's gonna be like, wow, Feather, I'm watching right now. And I'll be like, oh, hi. You know, I've said it to your face. This isn't me talking behind someone's back. He did read some of the manga. He's read plenty of manga. You would think you would read your favorite series, especially when the manga is so good. Because the manga is... So Sailor Moon is also an interesting perspective to look, because we're talking about Madoka. Madoka's kind of dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not actually that dark when you look at other magical girl shows. There's darkness in a lot of them. The ones that aren't aimed at really young kids, like 5-year-olds. Like, I swear, like, as soon as something's aimed at like a 10-year-old, it starts getting dark in Japan. Like, they want you to know that the world isn't all happy sun and flowers, and people die in these shows. Very much.
Have you seen
Sailor Moon
Japan?
has death. Sailor Moon has death. Sailor Moon has adult topics. It's not too crazy. But then you get the manga, and the manga is pretty dark in comparison. Like, it's another level.
I mean, have you seen Yu-Gi-Oh? That shit's scary.
Yu-Gi-Oh is actually an interesting... a lot of interesting stuff with Yu-Gi-Oh. That's probably for another day.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. That'll be in the card game episode. and we're gonna have Feather play card games on stream. It's gonna be a good time.
Is that the plan?
Now it is. I mean, we spoke about it.
Monster Cardo. Oh wait, while you're drawing Sailor Moon, you have to do the. You didn't do the thing.
Oh, shit. What is it?
Shit, Moon.
What is it? Oh, yeah.
Prism.
Moon Prism Power. Me.
My favorite card. And then you got to add in the Tsuki ni kawatte oshioki yo. I will punish you in the name of the moon. Fuck.
Does she say that afterwards too?
No, that's just me.
She just says fuck.
Fuck, I don't want to do this again.
It's like, oh my fucking god, here we go again. Fucking the moon, the particle, fuck yourself.
That's for the adult version.
Moon prism power. Make up. Finding evil in the moonlight. There you go. Do you enjoy my Sailor Moon?
That's very cute.
Thank you. This is the first
There's a
time
lot of movement and emotion on this one. Are you gonna cut it in a way so you don't have to draw hands?
Yep. Exactly. Because fuck
I know
that.
it's hard. I drew hands and they're like mishmashy, ugly. Like I can't do the perspective, but it's okay.
Like I started practicing more anatomy stuff, and I kind of got an anatomy form that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of reminds me of how Evangelion drew Rei, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I do my thing. So like the torso is just basically a fucking giant ass triangle, and then from the like midway through the triangle, then you like start forming out like the rest of the body.
Thoughts. I can speak English. Thoughts on openings or music themes in magical girl shows.
Yo, I'm just saying.
Oh boy.
I'm just saying the Madoka opening slaps. The entire Madoka soundtrack slaps.
That's kind of like there's a lot of shows that do have that, like old shows. Now you got Cutie Honey. You got I can sing it, but I need to like try to remember.
Patreon exclusive.
Datte nanda ka, datte nanda mon. Onegai. I'm not singing seriously because that's not happening, but I love the opening. But no, there's a lot of focus on the production value in a lot of magical girl shows. I will say for the ones that are more, ironically, the ones that are more like toy based, like selling merch based, modern shows, I think their openings are trash. Like, they just sound like they put it into a computer generator and something spit out some generic poppy anime opening. But then you have the ones that are really good that are not those shows. Again, Sailor Moon has a lot of classics. I have a lot, like,
I mean,
old
if we're gonna talk about Sailor Moon, we gotta hit them with this fucking Sailor Moon Crystal opening, the greatest opening ever.
I feel like that one's not. But
that shit slaps. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that's under the one that I just described, the throw into a generator that was slightly more advanced than the other generators.
Listen, that thing was thrown into Pro Tools. That thing slaps.
If you say so.
Whatever. You just have good music taste, Feather. Who's your favorite Sailor Scout?
Who is my favorite Sailor Scout?
Yeah, who's your favorite Sailor Scout?
She's linked to the color I'm using right now. You wouldn't know. This will be the one moment where I'm like, chat, who do you think my favorite Sailor Scout is?
I'm gonna assume that it's what's her fucking face?
Do you even like know what scouts exist in the show?
Well, they're planets, so
yeah.
it's really I don't know what color correlates.
Unironically, it's my favorite planet too. Just totally unrelated.
Okay, let's unpack that real quick. Why do you have a favorite planet?
Because I was into astronomy. You weren't as a kid?
No, I was into paleontology, but that's a completely different story.
I was into that too. I wanted to be an archaeologist. I wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to be what do you call it? The fucking ocean one. Brain is
Oceanographer?
dead. Brain is dead. Not an oceanographer, a marine biologist.
Yeah.
I wanted to be everything. I thought I could be everything. And instead I'm drawing anime girls.
Is yours Jupiter?
Nope. It's not Jupiter, it's not Venus.
Fuck it, there goes my two
It's not
guesses.
one of the originals. No.
Oh, so it's not?
No, it's an outer planet.
Why is your
This
favorite
color
Neptune?
is purple.
Why is it?
It's
I
not
don't see what.
Neptune.
I'm not looking at your stream.
Neptune is teal. It's Saturn.
Why? Why is it Saturn?
Because she is adorable. Tomoe Hotaru, my first waifu.
You know, for the longest time, I didn't know that Usagi was the name of the Sailor Moon. No, like
Instead
Sailor
of
Moon.
Serena.
I did not know her name. I thought her name was just Sailor Moon. I did not know
Oh.
her name at all.
Oh, I thought, well, I guess you never watched
Yep, never touched it.
at all, so you didn't even get baited by the English name, which was Serena.
The Teenage Witch.
Oh, Serena.
I know, Feather. That's the
I'm just making sure. I don't know if you can or
meme.
can't hear me, okay? I don't know.
Homura was never a good person. Feels bad.
Where did that come from?
I was looking at a YouTube title.
Yeah. I miss cosplaying. I always wanted to cosplay Sailor Saturn in real life. I never got to that because when I was a kid, I did not have the means to make my own cosplay. Technically, I still don't because I still can't sew any better than I did when I was 13.
Well, listen, chat. This was gonna happen if the podcast makes it to something. We get the 100 subs. We do the maid cosplay thing. Also, we're gonna go to AX one day. Me and Feather. I will cosplay as Kyubey. And just the entire time ask Feather if she wants to become a magical girl. That's exactly what's going to happen. Feather can't say anything about it.
Wait, what was the requirement?
I don't know if the podcast like becomes something. Like it makes it out there in the world. I'm going to dress up as Kyubey and just follow Feather. The entire convention.
Nani? 誰がヤクザ? スキンヘッド.
Dameo.
Dame.
Why don't you draw a character from the zombie? Who's your favorite character from that zombie anime? Is it a zombie?
I have not watched it since it came out. I just
feel
watched
I
random.
feel like your favorite will be the Necromancer.
The mute girl.
Yeah. In the armor.
It's been so long. I love it. I still watch like clips of it to this day, like pretty normally.
I think one of the best. So like, just because I just watched that recently. So I think the funniest thing about that anime is like every time the main character Ayamu like talks to the Necromancer, when he in his own imagination, like he imagines like her being like a little sister, and every episode the voice actress that is the girl changes to make him sound to make her sound different, and I thought that was really funny. I was like, that's interesting. I enjoy that.
Have you gotten this yet, Shinra?
What?
What
did
I'm
I get?
drawing?
Oh well, you have my screen on. Oh, there you go. No, who is that? Oh wait, is that a Kyubey magical girl?
Yep.
Perfection. I mean, he deserves, or it. Is it a he?
Deserves to suffer. I'm pretty sure Kyubey has no gender. That would be the norm.
I just don't want to misgender Kyubey, you know.
I'm just assuming though.
No, I don't want Kyubey to attack me on Twitter.
I don't think Kyubey cares. Just also a guess.
You think not until he comes into my room in the middle of the night. He's like, "Hey,
you want to be a magical girl?" And he's gonna specifically target you because you got it wrong.
Exactly.
This is my nightmare right here. But yeah, now I have to draw Hotaru. I have to draw her. I have no choice.
The hell's Hotaru?
She's Sailor Saturn.
Oh.
She's a cutie girl. She's such a cutie girl. Yeah, that was when I feel like me becoming obsessed with Sailor Saturn was actually kind of like my initial descent into madness. I needed everything
Who?
Sailor Saturn related. I would look up online. I would watch every transformation that I hadn't seen yet because I only read her part in the manga because the anime hadn't reached it yet, and I would like hound my upperclassmen for like I don't know why we did this, but like people that were baby weebs in the day in my middle school or elementary school would carry around fold what do you call those things that you have like
Binder?
the keyholes in? Yeah, binders full of printed images of anime characters, and they would take it to school. And I'm like thinking back,
attacked.
why?
I feel attacked.
You did it too?
No, you see, I didn't print them out. I specifically drew pictures.
That's different.
I drew pictures, and then I went to like Staples to get like a sleeve, like a see-through sleeve.
That's
So
fine.
and then I put all the anime pictures in there.
I did that.
At least half of them were like pictures of like Tsunade and like Sakura.
I would draw pictures and I would do that. I'd be like, wow, I drew this. I'm so proud of myself.
Damn, Luna becomes an actual like woman.
Luna?
Yeah, like the cat Luna, like the Sailor Moon cat Luna.
Oh, she's so beautiful. I love Luna's human form so
Oh,
much.
100%. I've never seen this before. I think I'm about to simp.
I'm literally just drawing. Oh, so the last time I went to a convention was
I think I'm about to
Anime
simp.
Expo. Anime Expo. It was 2018, I think. So sad. Oh, it feels like it's been so long ago. And there was a beautiful Luna cosplayer. She was so hot. Oh, God. She was thick in exactly the right way, too.
Feather, cosplay is not consent, all right? Jesus.
I didn't say anything. I'm complimenting.
Just fucking with you.
I'm just drawing Hotaru's hair. I'm not even drawing her face. This is just like the iconic look to me. I loved her too because she had like a spiky brooch. There's like all this crystal looking stuff. I thought it was so cool. And then she is kind of like, she's like an angel of death type of Sailor Scout. You know, how can I not like her? And then there's have you seen Mistress Nine? Look up Mistress Nine.
Mistress Nine?
Yeah, it's a form that Sailor Saturn turns into. Mistress, like mistress?
Oh.
A mistress? 9.
Yeah, 9. Poggers.
You get it? You feeling it?
Poggers.
Yeah. Oh, you know, so we're just teaching Shinner about Sailor Moon tonight. Maybe he'll start watching Sailor Moon at this rate, getting real Sailor Moon action. Hold on. So you have Mistress Nine, and then you have another friend called, what was her name?
Pain.
Something Lady? Why can't I remember? But, so you know Sailor Moon has a daughter, right?
Sure. Yep, I knew that. Yes, I actually do know that. Yeah. Because isn't there like a future, like, fucking version of Sailor Moon, and then, like, yeah, I was like, this show's stupid. I remember.
Okay, so she has a daughter, the little pink-haired girl that also has Odango and everything. And
Dongo. Sorry.
You're fine. Whatchamacallit, there's she has a form, Black Lady. Which is her dark form. She becomes another type of lady. And that aesthetic, for some reason, is really popular with e-girls today. I don't get what happened. Everyone wants to be Black Lady and everyone wants to be Mistress Nine all of a sudden.
Yeah, Feather, why is
This
that
is
your
from
aesthetic now?
the 90s. Go away. Leave my stuff alone. I don't approve.
There you go.
This is where I will get canceled in a hot second. I don't care. Leave it alone. I'm a gatekeep. My beautiful ladies, they are. If you're not cosplaying, it's not a look. No, I'm just kidding. Have fun. I love it, actually.
There you
I'm
go.
not crazy.
Here's Emmy as a Sailor Scout.
Oh yeah, I should do that too. This isn't creepy. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm drawing anyway.
Zan 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 da 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 da. So I don't know why that song's stuck in my head right now.
Your name?
Yeah, I don't know why that Your Name song is stuck in my head.
I mean, it's kind of catchy.
Oh, it's very catchy. There you go. There's Emmy as a scoot.
That's
I need to learn how to. I need to learn how to draw sharp teeth. So those who don't know, my character Emmy, she has the I don't know what would weebs know these days. If you
What
watch
do you
Fire
mean?
Force, the sharp teeth, like, because I'm saying like who watching? Cause I'm like trying to explain it in a way that like people like
Well, you're
would
drawing
understand.
it.
Cool.
Ah,
But yeah, so like
good stuff. Good
you know?
stuff, chicken. Good stuff.
like
How you
Shinra
doing,
or
Dave?
Soul Eater or fucking
Yeah, but
Federica.
that's a YouTuber. VTuber.
Fed-
I mean. Hot
Well,
no Gar.
Well, she only has the top. Like, if you look at the VTuber model, she only has like top teeth. She doesn't have bottom teeth. I watched a clip. It's like, why do you only have top teeth? She's like, I have bottom teeth.
They just never. It's okay. I'm over here drawing creepy Sailor Moon. I pushed the wrong button. I mean Sailor Saturn. Ha ha ha. I already drew Sailor Moon 2 recently. I'm not doing it again. Sailor Moon? You said her design is hard. I think her design is so easy to remember.
I
Like, if
never
there's
drew her
characters-
before.
Characters
So,
I
like-
can draw without thinking is like
I
Sailor
mean,
Moon, Hatsune Miku, Beatrice, but that's a personal problem.
what's this? Zabuza? Zabuza? Oh my
Zabuza?
god. Do I draw it? Wait, is it time for me to
Oh,
shine?
Zabuza. Hold on.
Zabuza Mochi, bro. Come on. I mean, that's the only anime that I actually know the last names of, like,
Oh
anime
my
characters.
god. Oh no, we know who he is. Don't worry.
Oh, Kisame, that guy.
Oh, Shark Boy.
I mean- And Lava Girl.
Oh yeah.
I'm really happy how Ayamu came out. I was like watching the anime yesterday, and I saw that scene. I was like, oh, this would be perfect. Oh, the beauties of magical girl animes.
Naruto with the sword.
Like, I don't know. Like, I feel I need more to come out. Like, from the few that I've watched, I enjoyed, but that's just the few that I've watched.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Like, if I don't know.
You mean a
Like,
magical girl shows? Or
Yeah, because
we-
the few that I've watched, I enjoyed. Like Kill la Kill, I liked.
we keep considering it one, yeah.
I mean, you
So
consider
let's
it one.
see. Let's see if we can recommend. I can speak English.
Recommend.
Recommend.
Recommend. Come on, you got this. You have the linguist. Never mind. That's the podcast for today. Love you all. Bye.
Hold on. I'm fine. Nothing is wrong. Everything is fine. Oh God. I have a list of all these shows, right? And I have one. It's Kill a Kill's on it. It's Kill a Kill Ew.
Kill la Kill is not that bad.
Anyways, moving forward. So for Shinra to watch, I would definitely recommend Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha, My Hime. I recommended to you, this is a personal favorite.
The Kuma one?
Yeah. Yes, Yuri Kuma Arashi. Very cute, very fun. Some good lesbian energy, but nothing too, what you were saying, right? Like, if the plot, like, kind of doesn't get to move along because it's focusing on the relationship aspect of a show or something.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't have that.
That's fine. But I'll give anything a watch.
Oh, yeah. No, but just as, like, a thing. Like, there's some really good... Like, you have an open mind to watching stuff in general, I think.
I would like to think so. I like to try. I mean, I watched Redo Healer. I'm still watching that garbage.
I need to catch up. I don't care. I've been ruined before. I've watched other light novel adaptations that have left me broken.
This is all I'm going to say. This is all I'm going to say about it. I feel like it would be better if it was actually a hentai.
That's
I think it would actually be better.
Yeah. I mean, like, so the first 2 episodes are great, and then I've heard it kind of goes...
Oh, yeah, it gets, like...
Especially, like, from the novels, like, it goes down a kind of a dirty path.
Yeah, like the last episode, I was like, You're
like, wait a second.
This is very hentai B-plot.
I didn't know I was drawing on the same layer. Well, that's fine. I'll fix it. Everything's fine. What is a magical boy? That's
what's the
question.
1:30. Let's say 1:38. So we have like 1 minute to like resume our idea and talks and whatnot.
That's an idea. What is a magical boy?
Okay. Well, we're not gonna talk about that now. We still got like.
I'm talking about it now.
We still have a minute left on the recording now, so
I hate this. Why are you doing this to me?
Why am I doing this to you? To make my life easier because I'm the one editing it, Feather.
Why are you becoming so loud? My ears. Negima. Yeah, that. Sparky now.
I'm like trying to look for the outline.
Yeah, I didn't even write it down.
Alright, continuing.
Yes, continuing.
So like
oh my
because you said what is a magical boy?
It's a magical boy.
Does Tuxedo Mask count as a magical boy? Is he a boy of magic?
Yes. Actually. Yes.
Does he have actual magical powers? I always thought he was useless.
No. He just doesn't get much opportunity to show himself.
Because like my entire knowledge of Tuxedo Mask is that one meme. It's like, I'm here to help, and it's just like, but you did nothing. It's like, or
he tosses a magical rose. Okay.
Oh, so he simps. That's his magical power. He's a simp. I mean, I respect it.
Rude is a magical boy. Wouldn't that make any isekai with magic in it suddenly a magical girl or boy anime?
I mean, I'm down with that.
We're going a little too far. We're going too far. Let's just keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. So there's this one show. When did it come out? I think it's based off of a manga. The manga came out in the 70s, and so did the anime a year later. So it's called Marvelous Melmo Fushigi na Merumo, which is very strange. It's by the It's by Tezuka, Osamu Tezuka. You know who that is, right?
No, you can enlighten me though.
Astro Boy.
Oh,
Oh, so he's one of the other fathers of anime and manga. There's a lot of influence in the 70s to spread across the rest of our lives. It's very strange. It starts. It's like the first episode, so it's not like a spoiler. Like, this is where we can start where it's weird and dark. I don't know if anybody knows this. Has anybody heard of Marvelous Melmo?
no.
Fushigi Merumo? Kita koto arimasu ka?
I can confidently say I don't think anyone has ever heard of that before.
Yeah. So she's a 9-year-old girl whose mom dies in a car accident in the first episode.
Of course.
And she also has 2 younger brothers that she has to continue to take care of. But when she's in heaven, the mom gets to make a wish.
To make her into a magical girl?
No. Her wish is that her oldest of her children will be allowed to grow up more quickly than usual, because otherwise the rest of the kids are going to have a difficult time without like a parental figure.
So what you're telling me is the mom was Cube.
So she gets, I think it's like a jar of candy that lets her change her age. So she can go up, she can go down. It's like, it's the first, it makes me cry. It's the first anime to make use of panty shots, because when she would grow older, her clothes wouldn't grow with her.
That was like a PogChamp move to me.
That's loaded. That's loaded. But yeah, it was like supposed to teach sex education and Darwinist evolution to kids.
Oh yeah, did it do that though?
I don't know. I think again, it's called Marvelous Melmo, but the Japanese title is Fushigi na Merumo, and Fushigi means like strange mystery type of, like a mystery. I'm pretty sure it was left more of a mystery.
Well, that's very interesting.
Whether it was successful or not. But it was, like deeper than the surface. But yeah, that's the 70s.
That's fucking weird.
Original 70s. A very weird show. Like, I think at some point one of her younger brothers eats a candy and like goes so backwards he becomes like a single cell, or that's it. And they have to like fix him to go back forwards.
Interesting.
Like, that's an episode plot. Yeah. And it's Magical Girl because she has a magical item that does things, changes her appearance and stuff. That's one of the qualifications.
Anime was a mistake.
There's a lot of Magical Girl too. So here's another take is they have what's the how do I say it? Like the aging thing, the whole like gimmick of like, oh, when you transform, you become older or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a very common trope, and I don't know that this is the one that changed it, because I think that was already a thing in the other shows I brought up earlier.
Yeah, they kind of stopped that, right? Nowadays, or no?
Yeah, I think that it still existed in the early 2000s, which, a lot of the 90s, like, culture kind of carried over to the early 2000s. I think, like, up to, like, 2003, you had a lot of similar trends still existing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's shows, like, there's one show that I saw, was my favorite, like, it also really turned me into reading a lot of manga. It's called Full Moon no Sagashite. It's a shoujo manga, and it's about a girl who has cancer and gets kind of like to fulfill her wishes is what the Shinigami in that show. So like the translation, the death gods.
Mm-hmm.
I know you know what Shinigami is. So they kind of like help her fulfill her wishes, and her wish is to be a singer. But she has throat cancer.
Brother, you watch a lot of depressing things, dude. That's
So
the
it's
name.
a very depressing show, actually.
It sounds
So they
terribly
turn her
depressing.
into like an older form of herself because I think she's like 12, and they turn her into like a 16-year-old version so she can go and become an idol.
That's
And so
the
that's
most.
like the whole like she gets to transform temporarily for her shows and as she like becomes popular.
Yeah, that's the depressing thing. Becoming an idol.
Is it?
I don't know. I think idols are pretty
And
depressing.
that's another thing is like you get some tie-in with idols and magical girls as well. There's a
Hmm.
lot of tie over. There's a lot of shows with a similar premise to the one I just gave. Like
Yeah.
the transforming to be an idol, and like that's kind of technically a magical girl. It's a big scope. So that's why I tried to focus on the ones that are pretty distinct, but it's hard. There's so many different types of magical girls.
Magic girls are just weird, man.
It's like long and wide. It is an
Uh,
interesting concept. Where did it come from, like, really? I mean, it's just like witches. So, you want to talk about witches? My favorite topic in the whole world?
sure, if we can talk about witches.
I don't know what to say about witches.
I don't know, like, well, if you were to recommend someone, like, if you were to recommend and like a magical girl anime based on just your taste, not on things that other people would like, but just based on your taste, or if you were to say, hey, these obviously there's more animes to shape who you are, but these were the magical girl animes that speak to me and will tell you the most about me as a person. What would you say?
Magical girl anime? That's.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like what magical anime speaks to you
Well, first
as
I
a
will
weeb?
point out my what I personally would distinguish as a masterpiece, and that's
Oh yeah,
Princess Tutu.
of course.
It's kind of like a magical girl telling of the ugly duckling. So it has a very strong story, fairy tale elements to it. It has a very
Hmm.
good production. It's beautiful. The style might be weird for some people, and it might really be weird for the first few episodes, but if you watch the entire thing, it's very composed and compacted. It's only two seasons. It's a 26 episode show. So
That's not
it
bad.
covers like all the bases. And I would say that's something very, very perfect in my eyes. I have two posters actually on my wall behind me that are beautiful art pieces that I got from some artists. Um, yeah, there's a lot of originators for a lot of anime. Like when me and Shinra were kind of talking about this episode, I brought up Cutie Honey, which again like kind of brought in a lot of the sexy appeal. You have so many different things in the past that kind of influenced the future. And I don't know if anybody has seen Devilman Crybaby. You don't have to see it, but there's an original to that, of course, which was the original Devilman, which is also by Go Nagai, the same person who ended up doing Cutie Honey, which is in the same universe. And both of those, like I'm saying, like that influenced a lot in the future. Melmo from Tezuka influenced a lot in the future, and it's not just like from one thing, and then they all influence each other, or some kind of hype comes out. Like if we ever do focus on light novels, Sword
Eventually.
Art Online and My Little Sister Couldn't Be This Cute. I feel like those are the ones that kind of started the trend of endless light novels, not only existing but getting adaptations. But yeah, there's a lot of original topics in those shows that get played over and over and over again. And then so you have things like Sentai, Power Rangers. That's a transformation.
Hmm.
They're all magical girls and boys. It's just more of like the warrior style. But then you have Sailor Moon, which is pretty warriors. No. Mushoku Tensei, the original novel, didn't come out until 2012. So no. I think it gets called the father of it, but not in the sense of like it came first, more of a...
It's what did all the anime. It used all the anime themes that like people in it like.
It kind of like just entraps all of them, into one cookie. Yeah. It's a big recipe. So it gets called the father, but not because it came first. And that's isekai specifically, right? I'm talking about I'm a light novel with a title that goes on and on and on about how I woke up one day finding out that my little sister is cuter than she was the day before. Some kind of ridiculous title. But at one point they were hype. Light novel adaptations were hype because they were different. They felt different from the anime you watched yesterday. And now there's 50 million of them.
They're still hype. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Light novels are sick.
Meanwhile, I need to make everything smaller on my... Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Everything is fine. Yeah. There's a lot that can be said. But yeah, nothing is 100% original. I mean,
art in general.
I'm sure these people that wrote the kind of like the fathers and grandfather stories of anime and manga, they got inspired by something else. Like, for example, Sally the Witch was inspired by Bewitched. What was Bewitched, inspired by? It was inspired by probably witch lore. I don't know what specifically, but these stories, they've been around forever. They just get changed and updated and altered and transformed. That would be a fun rap idea, though, huh, Shinra?
What would?
Taking all of the long light novel titles and reading them out.
Patreon exclusive right there. Hey man, we gotta promote it.
So I'm drawing a magical boy. A magical cat boy.
Yeah, that's like the first thing I drew was like a magical boy. Well, it wasn't like I drew a magical boy.
Magical cat boy.
Job.
Yes, it will be Java. This is what I decided Java will be. And then he has only one thing that he will say. One thing. And it's feed me.
Yeah. I don't know.
Java has cute fangs.
I kind of wish there was more magical girl animes out there.
So, I mean, the base style for magical girl, right? It's shoujo mostly. It's more shoujo than shonen, although, there's a lot of crossover. However, shoujo in general doesn't get a lot of anime. And I feel like, honestly, there's not that many magical girl manga because there are, but I feel like it translates way better in an animated form, specifically because of, it's usually an exciting setting. There's transformations, fun outfits. Like, there's a lot of emphasis on that regardless of if it's aimed at girls or boys.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it just kind of like a lot of shoujo gets thrown to the side. Everything is usually focused on shonen manga and comics. You don't see a lot of successful shoujo.
Nah, that's a damn shame.
And sometimes there's a reason, because they're weird or really like melodramatic and not interesting. I've read a lot of bad shoujo manga, like, I'm not gonna lie, but there's good stuff and it gets kind of ignored because it's not super exciting or whatever it is people want.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's probably a fair time to probably wrap up the podcast. What do you think?
Yeah.
I think we
good.
I think we exhausted everything that we could really talk about.
Yeah.
About magical girls and whatnot, and like their impact and how
You can always bring it up. I mean, there's a lot of carryover, like I said, with idols. Can definitely talk about idol shows.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Because I was gonna say that earlier. I was like, has idol shows become the new
Yes.
magical girls thing? Like,
Yes.
is that the new?
That's the take that I'm gonna agree with.
Okay, because I was gonna make that take earlier. I think that because what the whole point I was trying to get about earlier about the whole, I wish there was more like a new one to come out that'll like kind of break the mold and like spread to everyone, like hit every single thing. And I was trying to lead that point into saying that like if you look at idol animes nowadays, like that they kind of taking the place of the magical girl.
They do a lot of the same things. They have a similar plot, like the similar romance or girl friendship takes.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, you have like a quartet or a trio or a duo or a 5-man group, which is kind of the thing is that a lot of magical girls stuff, like when it started becoming more in the thing, like with Sailor Moon, it took a lot of that idol approach too. Because again, you have 5. So it's kind of like that's the full circle. The more embellished the outfits got for magical girls, it was more looking at idol groups and like, oh, look at these cute, fluffy outfits. Let's put that. This would be great for like a young girl witch to wear while she goes around with her baton and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So then once Magical Girl got a little stale, it's like, you know what? Let's just do animated idols.
Yeah. Because now that we're talking about that, now we just need the new, like, because Zombieland Saga, that's like one of the only, I feel like that's one idol anime that most people have watched because it's hilarious. And it's like the overall acting and stuff like that.
It breaks the mold.
Right. So now.
And it has Truck-kun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, perfect meme. Like an actual perfect meme. That shit was hilarious.
I have a collection of Truck-kun photos.
Why?
Because I read a lot of isekai comics.
And do you just want to get hit by a truck feather? Is that what
I
you're
have
telling
a
me?
folder. No, I don't want to get hit by a car.
I mean, I hope not. That'd be kind of sad.
Why would I want that?
I don't know.
I'm not that crazy. I don't think I'm gonna get isekai. I told you my story, right?
No.
So Magic Knights Rayearth is a magical girl isekai. This is gonna be our last mini topic.
I feel like we always get back to
I
isekai.
know, right? Where it's like, wait a second. But yes, it's a
Isekai.
magical girl isekai. It's about like 3 girls who get teleported from Tokyo Tower in Tokyo, and they go into like a magical world, and they have to become these magic knights. They have mecha too. It has everything. And you look back, wait a second, that has everything. And I think that's from the 90s, like what, 95 ish. It's post Sailor Moon. But yeah, it has everything. Where was I? Oh, isekai, magical girl. Yeah, my favorite.
Shit. And now, so all we need is now an isekai. We need a new isekai magical girl series done by Mappa. It's gonna be sick. All right.
And yes, it's by Clamp. Magic Knights Rayearth is by Clamp. Oh, I know where I was going. Okay, so we were talking about me getting hit by Truck-kun. No, I want to jump off of Tokyo Tower and get transported to another world because, that's just how it goes. So because I saw that show when I was a kid, I would pack my bag with things I would need, like clothes.
Is this a cry for help?
Snacks. I was a kid. I was like, 11, 12 years old. And I had this backpack that was ready to go in my closet just in case something isekai happened. I did not know the term at the time, of course, but just in case I get teleported to another world and like, I don't know if it was a visible portal, I was ready. Like, I would just go in my closet and grab my bag. And then my mom found it and she thought I wanted to run away. She was very, very horrified.
Yeah, I used to think I was weird, and then I hear these stories coming from you, and I'm like, you know what?
Yo,
I didn't deserve to get bullied back then.
No,
I
you
didn't deserve it.
Well, nobody knew about that one except my mom, so that was a plus.
If my mother ever saw something like that, she would never let me live that shit down to the day I fucking.
I'm
died.
surprised my mom doesn't remember. I think it got overshadowed by the dumb things I did when I was drunk. When I was an older child. It got very overshadowed.
I don't think I have any like bad drunk stories.
No, it was just this one time that I came home and she like took advantage of the fact I was drunk to like ask me questions.
Okay, let's
ask me questions.
Oh, like, Jesus, this is an intervention. This is why Feather wants to jump off Tokyo Tower. Apparently, Jesus.
Because my mom could never get any info out of me because I'm a very secretive child. Yeah, that's what overshadowed it. But then back to Magic Knights, right? I was so obsessed. The perfect anime. You got mecha, you got magical girls, you got isekai, everything you could want. Good classic. Don't know how it lives up, but I would watch it again. I also, just to put on the emphasis of you saying you got bullied, but I didn't. You know what I did? Me and my friends, we formed a trio. I was the blue-haired girl, Umi, and then my other friends were the red-haired girl and the blonde-haired girl. Because that's the three main characters. You gotta have bright colors. For your magical girls. We did a talent show together. And we sang the opening.
Oh, God. I could feel the embarrassment.
I'm proud to this day. Because I don't know how we accomplished that without feeling embarrassed.
You know what's funny?
Especially because I was the weirdest girl. I'm like, they're probably like...
No, really, Feather? You were the weirdest? I would have never guessed.
Yeah, but why did they do that if they were almost normal?
I don't know. Maybe they thought you were cool. When I was younger, I used to go to this after-school program all the time. And one day, they used to split us up in this giant cafeteria to like you go with your group by age group. Mm-hmm. And one time, they were like having a talent show thing, and I went up to do I performed like 7 times in a row because no one else wanted to do it. I was like, fuck it, I'll do it 7 times. Back when I was a confident young boy and had no idea what shame felt, I went up, I danced to Bye Bye Bye, and then I sang Gonna Be May. I think I rapped Confessions.
Are these good things?
No, it's all embarrassing. I don't know how I was confident back then. But yeah, it goes to show, the older you get, the more pain you feel.
It's called your dark history.
Yeah.
We shared some dark history with y'all.
But yeah,
where is my food?
I think today was a good art day. I think we drew some things nice. I mean, we always draw something nice. That's the whole point of the podcast, right? We sit here, we talk, and then we draw.
Magical boy.
And the sad thing is, I think the best thing that I drew.
Let's look at Shinra here.
I think the best thing that I drew is probably
the first thing.
Oh, the first thing and the thing next to it.
I think it's very animated.
The second. I don't know. I really like my cube. It stares into my soul. He just wants you to be a magical girl, Feather.
Yeah.
Do I give him some blush? You think he'll look cute with some blush, Feather?
Yeah, give him some blush. Take the edge off. There's definitely more dark history, I'm sure, for me.
Oh, he's kind of cute.
It's just about remembering. Oh,
He's
that's actually
kinda-
more terrifying.
He's so cute. Oh my god.
Notice me, Shamboy.
He's angry now.
Oh no. If Cubate comes in your nightmares tonight, I'm sorry.
This is what he's gonna look like. You know, say, so, wanna be a,
So, mad. No, oh my god, have you seen any?
I can't.
Have you seen any of the being Meguka is suffering memes?
No, what's that?
Meguka, become Meguka.
What the hell's
Okay,
Madoka?
that can be what we do after.
I guess. But I guess yeah.
Let's say goodbye. Let's say thank you for chilling in the podcast. For those who are watching live, because we can tell YouTube. We also do this live on Twitch.
We
week
do.
before we upload it to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That way, there's like a little live show. You can see the full unedited clip, but it's mostly the same.
Yeah, most of the
But
same. Give or
it,
take a few pauses and whatnot.
Yeah, if you want to catch it early, the information will be in the description below, right, Shinra?
Yeah, it'll be description below. Follow us on Twitter. It's usually when I post where we're going to be streaming at the time.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to see.
Yeah, so
Shinra.
Oh.
Come on, what are you gonna do, Shinra? Let them know.
Oh my god. You're the worst. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Really do appreciate it. Could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to be here. Right? We have a Patreon. Right? We have a Patreon. Just started up. If we get to 100 subs on this channel, I'm gonna I'm gonna dress up as a maid, and everyone wants to see that because obviously I'm a handsome dude. And Feather would be a butler.
Yeah, I'll be a butler. あくまで執事です. Because, if I'm a maid, that's not interesting.
Yeah, Feather's weird history of maids. Feather just likes to be a maid for no reason.
Maids are fabulous. Let's talk about maids instead of idols. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, need more maid anime. It's like Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Maid. Anyways, thank you guys. It was an adventure.
Yeah, it was a fun time as always. Thank you guys for stopping by. Y'all great. You're all beautiful. And yeah, we'll see you on the next podcast, which will be in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. On Shinra's channel, so if you're not following him, you might want to go check that out. Here's the plug.
Twitch.tv/Shinra_. Twitch.tv/Featherin.
With 2 N's.
And with 2 N's.
We both have some sort of
misnomer.
Unique marker.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys on the next one. And stay beautiful, stay amazing, and catch you later. Bye.
Stay safe. Bye.